Hey friend, welcome back to my channel. We're doing a little beauty video today, creating this look that's giving kind of festive holiday time. I was thinking like New Year's Eve, early 2000s girly type of look. I also created this look with 3 full-size products out of the 5 full-size products I got out of my December Ipsy BoxyCharm box. If you're interested in signing up for that, I will put a link down below, as well as all the links to all the other products that we used today. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, this was kind of a chaotic makeup session. As we speak, my camera is gonna die again, so I have to hurry up and get through this intro. But if you're down for a little casual makeup session, chit chat with some tips on creating this look, I'd love to hang out with you today. Go ahead and give this video a like and consider subscribing, and let's get into it, creating this look. Okay, so I've already done kind of my usual skincare today, but I kept it much lighter. I didn't really use moisturizer. I just layered a few like serums on because I want to use some skincare out of my Ipsy box, and I didn't want to like over prep my skin. We are using a moisturizer out of the Ipsy box. This is the Triple Power Collagen Moisturizer. It's from a brand called DERMALACTIVES that I've never heard of before, but the bottle feels super luxe, and because it's coming out of a pump, I'm guessing this is a lightweight moisturizer, which is great for before makeup. I'm also going to try a VOLITION, which is another brand I haven't heard of before, Snow Mushroom Water Primer. I hope that these play well together. I hope that they play well with the skincare I already have on, the DERMALACTIVES moisturizer. That feels good. Feels really silky and hydrating. It smells kind of citrusy, just lightly though. I did already do my eyebrows off camera, so I have makeup up here around my eyebrows, so I'm gonna stay away from that area. And I did already do my lashes too, and I'm wearing my Lilac Street lashes. I'm wearing their very pretty Temptation collection. This is their pre-mapped Prism lashes. Yeah, this feels really nice. Okay, the VOLITION primer says immediately following your skincare regimen, smooth a thin layer all over face or in oily T-zone areas. That's how it looks. And it said immediately, so I'm going right in. Thin layer, so we're gonna spread her out. And so far that feels really nice and smooth too. It doesn't feel silicone-y, it just kind of feels like a really thick kind of like jelly serum, but it spreads out really nicely. So far, so good. We're going to create our eye look with this beautiful Natasha Denona palette I also got on my Ipsy BoxyCharm. This is actually my first Natasha Denona product. I know she's well loved. I know she's luxe. Her eyeshadows particularly have an amazing reputation for being very high quality. I'm super excited to have this palette because it's just gorgeous. It's perfect for this. And I actually want to go ahead and do our eye look before I do my base. Usually when I do my eyeshadow, I know it also can depend on the palette, but usually when I do my eyeshadow, there's fallout. And I just don't feel like dealing with that today. It's hard because I don't know the intensity of these shadows. There is some concealer that's been brought down from cleaning up my eyebrows in my eye area, but that's it so far. So I think what I want to do is apply like a matte neutral shadow to kind of set that concealer and prep for our eye makeup. Out of my Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette, top kind of creamy peachy skin tone shade. These are pretty powdery and have fallout, so I'm trying not to get my lashes too dusty. Just going all over the lid. So I don't even know what I'm about to do. This is so pretty. It's stunning. I'm going to take this light, it's like a ballerina pale shimmery cool pink on the lid, and I might use it on the brow bone too, but let's just start by putting this all over the lid. And this look is gonna be really soft and diffused. It's still gonna be fun. If you can hear Sammy, he's in the other room. It's still gonna be fun and formal feeling, but there's not gonna be any like sharp cut creases or anything. It's gonna be soft and diffused. I wonder if I can get it a little bit more. Yeah. So using my finger, it's going on a bit more opaque. In person, I'm seeing kind of a peachiness to the shade too. I'm actually gonna try adding this pink on the end here. Oh, that's like actually pink. Oh, okay. Yeah, these are different. And that's like pink. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna soften that up. Try to soften up the intensity of that one and turn them into more of a middle color between the both. Surprisingly a little bit more warm toned than cool toned. I thought it was going to be a very icy type of vibe, but I really want to use this shade like in the crease. It looks charcoaly in the pan. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's pretty. Now I'm really seeing it. And use the shade on the very end, which appears to be the lightest shade up by my brow bone. Yeah, and that's more of a goldy type of shade. Very shimmery. Sweeping that first lighter peachy shade across my lid again. Diffuse out any harsh edges. Might not be very aesthetic to start with your eyeshadow, but the nice thing about starting with your eyeshadow is if you get any fallout, you can just clean it up without it affecting your whole base. And you can also do this, which is essentially to the same point, but clean that up. Really nice and simple, really nice and subtle too, but you can still see the shimmer, you can still see the effort. For our base, I'm going to use more of a matte complexion product to leave room for all the glowy products we're going to put on top of it without like overdoing the glow, bring a little bit of balance to the look. And this is the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Natural Matte. This is a great long wearing complexion product, and I am applying this one with a Sephora Pro Foundation 56 brush. Really great, like full coverage. So it's gonna cover, you know, any imperfections, any redness. You're gonna be all evened out with this one. What's nice about it is I think it looks really beautiful in a light layer too, and it doesn't feel heavy, but you get so much coverage. So I'm actually gonna do more of a light layer, focusing on the areas that I do want that coverage, like the redness around my nose. Like I don't need to color correct when I use this. I can just go straight in with it and it's gonna cover everything. So this is the side without it, and this is the side with. Really gorgeous. This is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer, one of my favorite ones, and this is in Vanilla Swirl. And I'm not gonna get too close to under my eye because I have a lot of expression, fine lines under my eyes, and concealer gets trapped in there and it gets really gunky and gross. So I've learned to not bring it up so high, so intensely. Add a little bit to the back of my hand and then use my brush I use to clean up my eyebrows for some more control. Clean up the eyeshadow line right here. Now we're going to tap it out. Don't drag it around. You'll lift your base underneath. So just tap it out, and that way you'll also maintain the most coverage and it looks smoother than if you like drag the brush. You'd see those brush strokes, you'd see a disturbance in your foundation. And we have this really beautiful brightened under eye. Really clean line here. If anything looks unfinished, it is. Have faith and trust the process here. Also going to add some concealer just kind of down here around my nose and a little on my forehead too to kind of get that spotlight effect, and just a tiny bit on my chin. Okay, and now I'm going to switch over to my foundation brush. Just buff out any harsh lines. Generally speaking, I want my concealer to stay in the neighborhood it was placed. I don't want to end up tapping it all the way out to the edges of my face. That would defeat the purpose. I do have a lighter concealer. This one is from HOURGLASS. This is their Vanish concealer. I also love this one, but I don't know if I just got a bad one, but this part separated. So the whole tube will just be open. The stopper will literally come off of the tube like it wasn't properly like glued or adhered on here. So I have to be careful because that will open and it's really gross and it spills everywhere. I just added that extra bright shade right here towards the inner eye. I'm still not running all the way up into my lower lash line. And I'm bringing this kind of up towards this, what do you call this? This hollow of my eye a little bit, because it gets a little shadowy, a little purpley in there for me. And it's an area that's typically missed with like foundation and stuff. Occasionally I'll notice that kind of natural discoloration and darkness coming through right there, and it's not a good look. So I like to kind of come in through here and brighten that up. To start to carve out the face, add some dimension, I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Beauty Balm. This is actually meant to be like an all over skin tint type of product. It's actually a BB cream stick, but I really like that light sheer BB cream type of coverage for this deep contour, because it's very forgiving and it blends out really well. It's just like kind of the perfect product for this, even though it wasn't made for this. Got it under my cheekbone. I will just softly buff that upwards, but not veering too far away from where it was placed. It's really meant to be like a targeted, subtle little shadow. Definitely optional if you're more of a makeup beginner and you feel intimidated. Don't feel pressured to contour. A little bronze is just fine. And like scoop my cheekbone a little bit. Give a little bit more structure to the face, but like very subtly. So it's not supposed to be obvious that I put some dark lines on my cheeks. I'm taking the excess on the brush and just kind of starting to deepen my hairline, because my forehead is naturally tanner up there, so I want to kind of bring that back. The bronzer is what I really do that with though. All right, I had to stop and charge my camera. So I was just refreshing my face a little bit to re-moisten my skin because we have more cream products to add and we took a bit of a break and everything dried down. So this is the Urban Decay All Nighter Extra Glow. And moving on to cream bronze, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills cream bronzer. I absolutely love this formula. I love Balm bronzers. I just find it's so much more diffuse, so much easier for me to work with. I'm going to be using a brand new Sephora Pro brush. This is number 93. I just tap my brush in there. This bronzer is nice and creamy, and it has, it's not like sheer, like it has some pretty good coverage to it. Still really easy to blend out, but it's pigmented is what I'm trying to say. Try not to be too heavy-handed with it. I can go in pretty light. Kind of adding it softly here out of the eye line again, because I'm kind of creating these like bone structure, you know what I'm saying? Like lift us up, lift us up. And I've got my baby, he's watching a cartoon in this room with me, and I have it turned down pretty low, but I know you could hear him. I know you could hear him in my other clips. So now he's just here with me. So I'm hoping I can get through the end of this look with no more interruptions if he stays content over there. Nothing too crazy, but we did kind of give the complexion a bit more life. And I also went along my nose, taking residual concealer on here and kind of going along the top bridge of my nose and then softening it. And this is kind of the most I'll do for a nose contour. So I got two blushes out, two really pretty pinks. I have Japur from Mango People, pink with kind of a glowy finish, as you can see. Also just got this one from Ilia, but I don't think I could use it alone. It's a pretty light shade for my complexion. It will show up, but I have to put a lot of it on to really see it. It's called In the Mood, but as you can see, it's almost the same depth as my hand. It's kind of like a pearly, golden pearly shimmer peach. Super pretty though, but I don't think it could stand alone for adding that blush pop. I hear you, baby. I'm gonna go in with the Mango People Japur. Just gonna tap that on. Everybody is going to have a different blush placement that's gonna flatter them most. I kind of like more of the like baby doll here in the front, and also to kind of complement the lift effect, but I used to put my blush up just like really high, and I just don't think that works for me. I think it works better to kind of make my cheeks look fuller, but don't bring it down too low because that will drag your face down. But I like bringing it towards the front here. I'm just getting back into the vibe, the groove of YouTube. I feel like I could have got it earlier this year, but you know, life happened. I'm really excited. I have this whole plan. I stayed up so late last night on this whole plan to prioritize YouTube. So you guys are gonna be the main place to find me in general next year. And I have this whole plan that revolves around being consistent here. So I appreciate your patience if you're a returning subscriber. If you're new, hey girl, I hope you will subscribe. Isn't that so pretty? So my camera is dying again, so that is really fun. Milk Makeup liquid highlighter. This is their Bionic Glow. It's kind of nice that I left this mess on the back of my hand because you can see that liquid highlighter kind of complements. It's like in the same color story as the pinky shades we have going on, and the same color story as like the eye look. It's all in the same neighborhood. It's not super matchy monochromatic, but they're in the same neighborhood, like enough to really complement each other. Just gonna tap that onto the high points. I'm sorry if I seem a little bit rushed. Don't let me rush you. You watch this at your own pace, okay? A little extra glow. I wanna see more of an intensity of the pink. I always end up doing this. It's better to just build up your makeup in light layers until you get it just right than to go in really heavy-handed and like you're trying to spread around a just too intense amount of product. You might hear my dog too. He's right here, huffing and puffing. I think me talking when I'm filming annoys him. e.l.f. released a new powder. I believe this is from their Halo collection. Powder, and it comes with a mirror on the inside, so it's like a compact, and it comes with a puff underneath. So how cute and convenient. Re-smooth out your cream products, re-smooth out your base, re-blend any lines that look harsh, get it all nice and buttery smooth, and then lock that in with the powder. And I'm not going up under my eye quite yet. I'm more so getting this like inner cheek area. This is my first time using this powder, so I like it. I am realizing though that e.l.f. has some really good products. Okay, now I'm actually gonna use this more precise shaped sponge. This one is from Kosas. Grabbing some of that powder. I'm gonna tap up under the eye. I think this powder shade, they sent me 3, but amongst the 3, they sent me a perfect shade. Perfect. If you're a shade 20, is light neutral. That's gorge. Our lippy is going to be our Say Beauty lip liner, the shade Twist. Twist and Tease, if you're a brown skin girl, are gonna be the ones that you can use. But even me, I'm very pale for being a brown skin girl. So say if you're watching this, you can add a few more shades. I love y'all so much. These 2 shades though, Twist and Tease, which is a deeper shade, work best for me. Just very creamy, but they're not so creamy that they're hard to control and get messy. And they feel just really comfortable on the lips. Some pencils are incredibly dry. They have a light sheen to them too. It's not a completely matte liner. Okay, fill in the center with this Fenty Beauty Blazed Donut. Hi, baby. So this is our look so far. And the eyes look a bit unfinished. Sweep underneath with that charcoaly color. Stay really close to the lash line. So I'm adding a little bit of that pink too. Bottom lash mascara, going to use my Fenty Beauty Hella Thick. Just trying to use a light hand. But this mascara is like very black. I also added some eyeliner to my waterline, which I think really set off the early 2000s vibe. For that, I just used the Give Beauty eyeliner, and that's in the shade Spiderwebs, which is a really rich, deep black. I just want to finish this look off with some powder blush that's going to add some more glow and dimension to the look. I'm carefully showing you what I'm using because it's crumbled up. This is one of the Kosas Blushes Life baked blushes. Just coming up here. So pretty. So I'm not going anywhere, but we'll just finish with some setting spray. We'll pretend we're going out. And that was just our Urban Decay again. It's our finished look. Don't forget to give this video a like and consider subscribing before you go. I would love to see you here next time. And in all seriousness, please be safe. Have the best New Year's. I adore you guys, and I will see you very, very soon. Yes, he said have a happy New Year's Eve too. Bye.